What are your power rankings? What are your top 6? Give us like a top 6. Not
you know
top
what?
5.
Every single week it's gonna change for me.
Yeah, well,
Right.
Just
I might go 6 this week. Next week I might say, you know what, man, it's only 4 teams I really like in the NFL, and then I might say it's 10 teams I really like in the NFL. But right now we got 6, and I'm starting with the Lions.
Okay.
The Lions at 6. Look, here's a team with Jared Goff, Keyshawn, that I believe is one of the top quarterbacks in the National Football League. He has like a stain on his name because he got traded and Matthew Stafford won the Super Bowl and Sean McVay said, get out.
Mm-hmm.
But he's taken the Rams to the championship, NFC championship, then the Super Bowl. He's taken the Lions to the NFC championship.
They won a game
and they hadn't won a playoff game in like 1,000 years. So he's legit as they come. Plus they defense, the tight end. That Hutchinson coming off the edge is a beast that just it's ridiculous. And that defense is gonna get better. We know what they are offensively. St. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown is ridiculous at the receiver position. Let's see if Jamison Williams comes up and plays this year, stays healthy, and stays his ass out of trouble.
Gibbs.
First and foremost. Gibbs as well.
Yeah.
So you look at that. And then number 5 is the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins sit at 5. People would probably say, well, why is the Dolphins so high? Dolphins are good
people. Yeah.
You're people?
I'm people.
Think about it.
5s.
The Dolphins were a good football team. They had the number 1 seed midway through the season last year. They fell apart defensively. Jalen Phillips out. I feel like Jalen Ramsey got hurt.
He did.
Yeah, so it was like, Tyreek every other game, something's wrong with his hamstring. It was like a lot that was going on. They was trying to protect Tua to make sure he didn't get injured. You look at them at 5, the thing that their Achilles heel could be the weather. They've got to win the division, which I think that they probably will. Be them and the Jets. I got the Bills coming in at 3rd. In New England, whatever they.
Do you have the Jets or the Bills higher than Miami, or that's the highest team on the?
That's the highest team in the East.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's why you got to wait to see the rankings.
Yeah, okay.
So you look at Miami. If they get and win the division, and somehow find themselves in out of home field advantage, in home field advantage situation in 1 and 2, they can go a long ways. If they got to go on the road to a Kansas City, then to a Baltimore, then so you can't. There's no way. They don't travel with their offense. Their offense is not portable, and what I mean by that, they got to be in a weather situation, good weather. They coming from South Florida, man. I played in Tampa, and all of a sudden you go to Chicago and play in the month of January. Yeah, you're gonna freeze your ass. So you want to just go home and go to the club. You don't even want to play.
Yeah.
So they sitting there at number 4. I got the Texans.
Okay.
The Texans sit at 4 because they got Stephon Diggs and Nico Collins and they just got Joe Mixon. They got the young C.J. Stroud at the quarterback. We know what they got on defense. You just look at the Texans, and the division is not good.
Right.
They
remind me of the Oklahoma City Thunder, like in the NBA. They're like young. They're coming up. They did good one year. They're gonna probably get better this year. So.
Son, they got Indy, who booed their quarterback in the preseason.
Yeah.
Okay. You got Tennessee. I don't know what that is. And then you got Jacksonville that everybody touted Trevor Lawrence as the next one coming.
You don't like Trevor Lawrence for some reason.
It's not that I don't like Trevor Lawrence. I'm just not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. That's all it is.
He got hurt last year. He was good. Well, it's fine.
No, you say what you going to say.
I just think he was good last year. He got hurt, and then that's what happened. I thought they were going to be a really good team, and they were.
You talking to me like I'm your father talking about you don't want to finish the conversation. You're like, nah, I don't even feel like
I just let you go on your top 3.
No, you ain't got to do it like that. Then I got the Eagles at 3, sitting at 3. You got to think Philadelphia is coming back with plenty. They loaded the deck, and they just got Dotson from Washington. Mm-hmm. So he's happy with Saquon. He's at home in the PA area. You look at that. They bring in Devin White on the defense, C.J. Gardner-Johnson on the defensive side of the ball. They bring back everybody. They got all the Georgia connections. Then they go out and get Saquon Barkley. Okay, everybody's locked up contract-wise. They're getting all paid. And they started off 10-1 before they went 1-6. You can't do that.
Yeah.
They going to change that. They fired both coordinators. They bring in Vic Fangio. They also bring in Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore going to fix whatever was wrong with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts basically had the same year last year that he had Super Bowl year, except he turned the ball over a little bit more.
And their defense wasn't as good.
And their defense, they had 2 defensive coordinators in one season.
Yeah.
You can't win that way. So now you got that. The 49ers are sitting at 2. San Francisco 49ers are sitting at 2.
So we know who's won.
And they got everybody and then some.
Yeah.
And then you look at what they've been able to do. They paid Ayuk. Big Cat just came. They gave Trent Williams his money. Debo's Debo. Diamador's Diamador. Ward is Ward. Hufanga's Hufanga. Chris McCaffrey, Kittle. I mean, they got a whole deck. If they don't do it now, when? When are they going to do it if they don't do it now? Kyle Shanahan's been to 3 NFC Championship games and 2 Super Bowls since he's been the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. So I believe they get it done. And then number 1 is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
That's easy. There's nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, you can't. 2 in a row going for 3. But what I'm surprised about is there's no Ravens there.
Yeah, but the Ravens could be 7.
Okay. And you did say you're going to
Yeah, and then next week, they wind up
they're
being 3,
definitely
depending
top
on
10.
what if they beat the Chiefs?
Right, which I don't think they are.
What if they go into KC? Because I think the game is at KC. They go into KC and beat the Chiefs. And if the game ain't at KC, they still beat the Chiefs.
Then are they 1? They move up to 1 in
They
your
might,
power
they
rankings?
might, depending on what the game look like. It might be
a dog fight.
It might be a 9-6 game and a field goal.
Yeah.
But it just depends on what it looks like. But Baltimore lost a lot. They lost offensive linemen, secondary help. OBJ, not that he had a big year for him, but he was a locker room leader. They lost that. So you start to look at, is Mark Andrews going to be healthy? You start looking at everything, and a lot of people, they look at stuff and they go, oh, man, they got Lamar Jackson. Yeah, they got the MVP. They got the MVP. And there's nothing wrong with being 7 this week. Like I said, they might be 7, they might be 8, they might be 10.
Right.
And then they beat Kansas City, they might be 3. Who knows? We absolutely hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more from us, hit that subscribe button for all videos, full episodes, and exclusive content from the show. And don't forget to find All Facts, No Breaks on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.